Well, good morning, guys. It's about 2:15 in the morning, and as promised, this is my second main Best Buy video. A story of something that happened at Best Buy. One person had told me in one of my comments when I told about losing my job after 21 years at Best Buy, had said that video was probably one of the best soft sell pro Best Buy videos he had ever actually seen. I'm not really bitter. I mean, I have a little annoyance about it, but I'm not really bitter and I'm not hateful. I had a good time at Best Buy overall. And I miss some of my friends, what few I had. And I'm glad to be away from some of the pieces of crap that were there too. But this is a story I didn't of something that happened to somebody at the store. I was secondhand witness to this. In fact, I almost made a YouTube video about it if it hadn't been worked out the way it should have been worked out. So when you watch this video, I hope you'll understand why, even though I was let go after 21 years of loyal service, maybe, that I'm still not hateful and I still don't want to destroy Best Buy or diss them or really get nasty, because in the end, they can actually do some good. So I want you guys to watch this video. Feel free to comment. This will probably be my last general Best Buy video, unless I get some stupid or funny responses, in which case I might do a video on some of the responses, because some people are pretty funny and some people are just freaking hateful. We'll leave it at that. Also, I want to apologize. The video ended up being recorded on my dash cam. The actual camera that I'm using right now, which is my cell phone, decided to hoke out on me and die, and I lost the video, but I had it all recording on my dash cams, so the audio is going to be kind of mono-ish and so forth, and you'll be seeing forward and back views out of my windows and so forth. I apologize for this. I know you'd rather look at my ugly, well, actually you probably all rather look at the road than look at me. Alright, so here's the video, and I hope you guys find it interesting. And if Best Buy, you see this is not a negative thing on Best Buy. I actually like the company overall. I think they do some dumb things, but don't we all, right? So on with the video. Hey, guys, I want to give you a story about something that happened at Best Buy. Now, the proper way to name this video would be like 6 or 7 words long. Just too long to name a video, so it might come off as clickbaity, but no. This video is basically going to tell you about something that happened to someone at Best Buy who I was familiar with and who I dealt with in the past, and what happened. And this is going to be twofold. One, it's gonna be wonderful fodder for the people who hate Best Buy, who hate corporations. They're gonna love it. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. But it's going to serve a secondary purpose of why I still defend Best Buy to some extent. Because in the end, Best Buy still did the right thing. Because I think there are good people here. I think there are crazy people in the company who believe in this craziness. And I think there are people who just want fairness and honesty. So I'm going to give you this story right now. A fair amount of it is hearsay. Direct hearsay, but it's still hearsay. I don't have all specific details, and it was about 5 years ago that this happened, but I want to tell this story because I think it's important to hear. And I think it's about 5 years, so my timing's not so good. I was sitting in the warehouse, and someone who I've been talking to lately, an older person, walked in the warehouse, and they looked very ashen and very upset. And I tried to find out what was going on, and they told me it looked like they were going to lose their job because they couldn't meet full-time availability in the company. When you're hired, you do an availability form and so forth, and you have to meet certain criteria to show that you're available for full-time. Otherwise, you can't get a full-time position. Exceptions are made for certain situations. Some general managers will do more exceptions, and some won't. Well, it turned out that the district had made it clear to the stores that everybody had to meet proper availability. I think they're trying to put their ducks in a row. Fine. It's their prerogative. This person did not meet the availability because they had to have Saturdays off. Had to. They were hired under that. They told what the reasons were, and I guess they were given an exception. That exception was now being basically rescinded. What was this exception? This person is a religious person. This is a real religious person. Not someone who goes around trying to proselytize everybody. Just someone who believes in God and prays on Saturday. Every other day, works and works hard. But prays on Saturday and insists on Saturday off because that's the day that person praises God. Because that's what they believe in. They were going to basically tell him he had to be part-time or he'd have to leave because he'd have to work Saturdays, period. Now, again, people are going to say that's within their right. I guess to some extent it is. I really don't know. I guess it depends on certain state laws and laws in general on how they deal with religious freedoms and so forth. What really stuck in my craw is that they had already made the agreement with this individual when they were hired that they could have Saturdays off and still be a full-time employee. And this person is not milking this. This is a real, I guess you'd call God-fearing individual. A person who really believes in God and likes to praise God on Saturdays. This person's not going jet skiing on Saturdays. This person's the real McCoy. Very good worker, exceptional good worker, very good with customers, and very non-threatening towards people. Very good man. Very good person. This really bothered me. And this person was very upset about it too. This really bothered me tremendously. It turned out that the human resources wasn't helping out. They weren't helping them on this issue. Now, we all know the human resources is there for the company, not for the employee. In Best Buy, I believe, well, obviously, their final say is mostly to help the company make sure they don't get in troubles and have problems and whatever. I do believe there are true believers in the human resources department that really believe in trying to help the employees. I really do believe that. I don't think they're out to kill the company, but I think they want to help employees too. Either way, nobody was helping this person. And it was really bothering me. I spoke to my aunt about it. And I didn't really want to make waves, but I called HR. I got on the phone, and this is before they started pushing the diversity inclusion nonstop. That all started during Going to Be a Bad Time. Whatever. They had to react, whatever. They all started when everyone was a white supremacist or whatever crap. Either way, they were still diverse, and they still believed in diversity, and they hired everybody. Best Buy was always big on that. They were always a liberal company in general. Although I don't think having diversity is an anti-conservative idea either. So that's really a bad way of putting it too. Either way, I called them and I spoke to them and I said, look, I can't believe you guys are doing this to this person. You talk about how you want all types of people. This is a truly religious person. They were hired under this exception. They do a good job. I can't believe that you guys would push the idea of having a diverse population of people in your store and being for it. And you're throwing this person away. I couldn't believe it. I was very upset over it. And I just discussed it with them. And they took my information down. And they promptly either threw it in the trash or they took note of it. Whatever they did. I don't know. Don't care. Another individual in the store, whom I despise more than, I don't know, that crust that develops in the corner of my butthole, put their money where their mouth is and wrote a letter to corporate when they heard about this. This person is very much part of the Kool-Aid gang nutsy stuff. And we're talking way off into the far left field. But they still believe in freedom of speech. And they wrote a letter to corporate saying that, I don't know what they said specifically, but that they thought this was awful and this shouldn't happen. And there are a lot of people say, well, Best Buy can do what they want, and, I'm a private company and all that. But I think we all know that this is a little kind of scummy, what they're doing it. And nobody was helping them. And where's the silver lining about this? This is what I heard happen. But apparently somebody responded. Apparently, and this is what I heard, it It was corporate HR versus, I believe there's like district. I think they might be broken out, or at least back then they may have been broken out into different divisions. But it was the corporate HR people who got involved in this and said to continue the exception. In the end, I don't think Best Buy was worried about being sued. This person wasn't going to sue them. I was going to make a YouTube video about it, taking my job in my own hands. I could have lost my job just like that doing it. I was going to make a YouTube video about it, complaining about it out, and try to make it viral to everybody to know about it if they didn't back it up, because it really disgusted me that they were doing this to this person. But corporate, on their own, and I believe, honestly, because they thought it was the right thing to do. Not because, the bean counters looked and said we could be sued for this. No. I honestly believe they saw that maybe the district or whatever was just trying to follow the rules, and they were being a little too, what do you say, fucking governmental about it? So I don't have the government, fucking bureaucracy, too bureaucratic about following this rule in this case. That there should be exceptions at times, that this person did meet the exceptions, that the agreement was made before he was hired, and that it should be done. And this is part of the reason why I give Best Buy a break at times. Why I don't always, why I say, yeah, they fired me, yeah, they got rid of me. I'm not defending them. I'm telling you the truth. They got problems, and they got good things, and this is one of the good things. They stood up for what was right, and they kept this employee. And this employee continued to be he was a full-time employee. Fantastic employee. One of the best, in my opinion, in the store. Honest, great with customers, always accommodating. Of course, this person got the axe just like I did. Part of the full-timers that got cut. This person's working part-time, at least last time I saw was working part-time, and was looking for a full-time job. As I said, you can't win for losing. But this is why I think Best Buy is not 100% awful all the time. It's just like any other company. They have their silliness and their stupidities. But in this case, they did what was right. They really did. They did what was right. And I think they deserve kudos for it. And I thought it was a good story. Story for you guys to show how some people just didn't give a crap about this person, was going to throw someone away because of their religion, and how the main company itself intervened and said, nope, we respect this person's right to pray on Saturdays, and we're going to keep that person. And that's the end of that story. That's the only real story I have about Best Buy. Yeah, sure, there's plenty of stories of people humping in the bathrooms and orgies. Not in the store, but just Best Buy employees getting together at hotels and having orgies. Oh, God. So all sorts of stupid things, but that's what people do outside their work is their business, and if they want to whore out, that's their problem. I don't care. It's none of my damn business. But that's it. I wanted you to hear this story. I wanted you to hear the good and the bad about Best Buy. This is a terrible story of something bad that was started, but how Best Buy did good in the end. And that's all I got to say for today. Verdier out.